カスタマイズ。Hello everyone and welcome to AppliEpisode 19 of Lost in Translation Mon.
Hi.
I'm May.
Hi.
Interrupting Jay.
I don't know how I was presenting that joke and it didn't show up.
Yeah, it was knock knock. Who's there interrupting Jay? Interrupting It's a joke.
Anyways, like the episode, AppliEpisode 19, the net ocean is in a big pinch. The time has come. Ultimate app fusion.
I'm so glad they made that joke.
No, but they didn't need to put it in quotation marks just to show you, look, we made a joke.
Yeah, well, they did. Well, they put it in their version of quotation marks, which are like those side brackety things.
No, it's like when you use your fingers and you're like, yes, I'm taking a photo of this area and I'm going to frame it just right.
With a kiameter?
Mon.
I miss Cameramon. Where is Cameramon?
Dead.
Alright, so let's move on to the episode. Favourite bits.
Okay, we have to talk about the absolute best bit of this entire episode is what Globemon does.
Yes.
Actually, let's take a step back, actually. We'll talk about Globemon in general, because he's the best bit of this episode by a long way.
Yeah, but he's the focus of the episode, so it's a good thing that the focus of the episode is effectively the best thing about it.
So step one, Ultimate Evolutions have a limited time.
Good.
It's good. Even better, the guy who has Timemon as part of him says, but that's infinite time to me. I like that. I like that a lot, because it shows self-awareness. And obviously, it's one of those things where in Appmon, if you yell at the screen, hey, this makes no sense, they go, yeah, we know!
Or, we're going to explain it now, because as soon as he said, but we have a 60-second time limit, Jay says, but he's Timemon. And then immediately after that, Timemon says, yeah, but that's infinite time to me. And Jay was like, alright, fair enough.
And next, and what's really important, and the best thing about Appmon the whole way through, is, okay, what is Globemon, right? He's a search engine, he is a map-making thing, and also he's time. But time is obviously whatever. But if you take the idea of the globe, he has full awareness of the world. That's what he is.
Yep.
So what did he do? He found almost 1 billion Viromon around the globe at once. That was his search.
Yes.
You don't need to type that in. That's just search Viromon and he did it. And that was sick.
Oh, that was such an amazing piece, like, of animation as well, when they... I mean, I always say whenever something zooms out in the world and things start dropping down, it reminds me of Neon Genesis Evangelion and the Second Impact. But it was like that. And I just thought it was a pretty amazing moment. I like the somewhat cheesy sort of like diving into the ocean of viruses and say, I don't care.
I thought that was the lamest part of the episode.
Yeah, it is lame, but I even then I liked it, and it was like, and then when they touch hands, Timon shows up and says, "Welp, Senpai noticed you."
But we're buddies.
Yeah, and the word buddy is pretty lame. I always liked, and I said this to you while we were watching the episode, I always liked when they says, but you're my partner. I always liked the way that sounded.
It sounds way better. This is we got the super levels on Halloween, and we have Ultimate on Valentine's Day. This is weird.
No, the first Super Evolution was in episode 2 or 3.
Was that not the Cameramon episode?
It was episode 2. It was when Cameramon first showed up, but Cameramon evolved in the Halloween episode. We already had Dogachmon, but it was the first time we ever actually saw Dogachmon win. Because in Dogachmon's first appearance, which was the end of episode 2, the Navimon episode, and Cameramon, he used his Super Buster, and then Cameramon was like, okay, and left.
Alright, bye.
In episode 3.
Right, I don't really remember.
The start of episode 3.
Yeah, okay. That sounds familiar.
But episode 4 was, we actually saw what Dogachmon can do when he used that really amazing search.
Yeah, which was great.
Yeah.
And okay, so what else even happened in this episode? Viruses locked out everyone's operating systems on their phone.
On Waffle OS, which was like
It's just Apple.
It was a bit of a combination between Apple and Android.
Because they have food names.
Yeah, they have food names, but it was also the logo had a bite taken out of it.
Yeah, it was basically meant to be Apple.
So does that mean that L Corp is Microsoft?
Yes.
Except it would never be that popular. Microsoft is like the hipster phone OS.
It's Microsoft. Oh, Microsoft does have a phone OS, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it looks like Windows 8.
That's crap.
Yeah, they decided that's how they wanted their OS to look, and everyone complained.
Oh, I've seen those. Those phones are awful.
Oh yeah, they look very fake. But yeah, so no, that's the thing. You're
right. They look like the smartphones in movies, and people like messing around with the screen. You're like, that's not a real operating system. I know what operating systems look like.
I think they just wanted to be different.
And guess what? There's a reason things are the way they are.
Yeah, there's a reason that even Apple, the company that says think different, looks exactly like Android, if you're really, like, in a vacuum.
Even demons know! Even demons know!
Okay, but back to the episode. I really like this episode. I forgot what I was going to say, but
Afro Man was upset for no distinct reason.
Oh, he was in France for some reason as well. But he's upset because his phone locked him out because he was a Waffle OS user.
I know, but it wasn't Afro Man specific, which is sad because I like that.
Oh yeah, I like him when his day's personally been ruined and it's just him and just like he starts screaming. This was more like on a global scale.
Why do these old women want to steal my underwear?
Something I really liked is, and I like this about Appmon in general, so it's not so much about this episode as the series, but I really like how previously in anime, the holiday special have always been filler, and that you can just, take them out of the show and...
No one could see the physical action you just did.
Okay, that was me just pulling with my hands. I made the sound, though. I made the sound of the pulling away. So, yeah, the thing I like about Appmon is that you could usually, in other anime, you could just take away the Halloween and the Christmas and the Valentine's Day special holiday episodes and nothing is really changed. The show is effectively the same because they're usually just, holiday filler and they're meant to be, feel good, nothing really happens to advance the plot. It's just focused on that holiday. And basically in all the other holiday special episodes, there've been actual, things happen. Like in the Halloween episode, we saw that there was this shadowy figure who was evolving Kyamedamon to Scopemon. We don't know who that is still.
It's Eugen. Let's not lie to ourselves. When everyone says, yeah, we have Waffle Corp, so we have Waffle OS on our thing, Eugen's the only one who's like, am I the only one who has L Corp on my phone? Yeah? Only one? Okay, just want you all to know, I'm associated with L Corp, but I'm also not evil. Keep that in mind. L Corp.
Well, I'm up to
but not evil?
I'm up to the point where it's far too obvious. I think the show is putting a red herring up.
I think it's obvious for you, but not for children.
No, but I am a child, and I'm just saying that is almost like bearing on this is too obvious now. I think Appmon's too aware.
I think in episode 27... they're gonna, show you he's evil, and every kid in the audience is gonna be like, ah!
No.
They got me!
I'm at the point now, it's far too obvious. What if it's just Appmon running? What if he's just glaring because he's jealous that Haru's keeping a secret from him or something? I don't know.
What if it's I?
Yeah, well, I'm still of the... AI, she is Minerva.
She has a dad. He's right there.
He could be her programmer. I don't know.
No, the programmer was the grandfather.
Maybe that's the grandfather. We don't know where he is.
What?
No one said the grandfather. Oh no, wait, they called him the late grandfather. Anyway, point is, I'm beginning to not think Eugen's evil anymore because it's at the point where it's too obvious and too convenient. Like, he's glaring at them and has the red dot in his eye, or he's the only one in his group of friends who is in with the L Corp one.
Well, get ready to feel really dumb.
I just think it's too obvious at this point, right? Appmon's really self-aware.
Nah, get ready.
What other favourite bits do we have?
I don't know. Honestly, no, I'll talk about that in negatives.
Well, bringing on to negatives, I have my negative, which is why are the characters so dumb? I love Haru. I love him to bits. The fact that there's, the big building with the Leviathan logo on, because...
Oh, but that's not this episode. That's the whole thing.
And the L Corp logo, for the LOS logo is the L Corp logo, and it's still Leviathan. And there's all these things that start with L. There's the L virus, and then we have the LOS. And Haru's just kind of like, you know that meme of the lady with the math equations? That's just Haru. That's Haru when, you're saying something like, there's all these L-type things. What does that mean?
I don't think you get what that meme's about.
I don't think you understand.
I do.
I love the characters, okay?
The way to frame that is is Haru, calculating how that's not related to the L Corp, but that's not what it is.
It's Haru calculating who's involved with the L Corp and the
No, but then he'd work it out, because it's obvious.
I know, but why hasn't Haru... It's...
It's one of the biggest plot problems of the show, where they don't need this stuff to be related to L Corp. They don't need it to be in the name. It could be you just go back and the CEO's there and she says, oh yeah, that stuff's L Corp. That's fine. But the fact is, it has this big L on the front and you should just know.
And L Corp owns the Appleyama idol group.
420. Are they 420?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they might be self-aware about that one.
No, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
I think it's 470.
It's 470, yeah, or 490 or something. Anyway, the app group, they own that. They own everything. There's a big building with Leviathan logo on it. Why are the characters so dumb? Also, I'm not sure if this is a negative, but when Musimon gets infected by the L virus, he starts dabbing with the other virus
awesome,
one.
You like that. You love that.
Oh, and just a quick favourite, Musimon and Astra taking a selfie.
Oh, yeah. There's a big, like, flak explosion behind them, and they're falling through the sky, and Astra's like, "You're right, selfie time!"
I love this millennial rubbish. I hated him, but he hasn't actually used his catchphrase that often, but when he has, it's been... Like, he didn't actually use it in this episode.
No, I don't think he did.
He used it in the preview for the
That's
next episode.
because he was barely in this episode.
Yeah, and that's fine, because they're not forcing it, and Ari's not doing her catchphrase anymore, because that was starting to get annoying. It's almost as if, as soon as their catchphrase starts to get annoying, they stop doing it.
Yeah, Haru needs to develop one.
He has one. It's called being adorable.
That's not a catchphrase. That's a catch life. No adorable. No life.
Do you have any negatives?
Mine is that this was clearly meant to be like a big episode. Like a lot of stuff happened, and it got to the point where it did the big crescendo, and they had to put in the opening theme to tell you this is a big deal.
Oh god, that was great.
And when it happened, I was like, yeah! But everything leading up to that point felt really subdued, and just like, oh, yeah, that's another problem of the week. Yeah, okay, they're addressing it.
Yeah, but that episode, that made everything, that part of the episode made everything better.
I know, but the solution as it's happening shouldn't be what convinces you, oh, this was a big deal. I didn't know what a big global threat this was. It just seemed like another inconvenience. But it was like actually destroying the planet. And it was a really significant problem that was so widespread. But the show did a terrible job of conveying that until right at the end.
Yeah.
When it was already being solved. There was no like, oh god, how are they going to overcome this? It was just like oh yeah, the food reviewing app's gone a bit nuts. I guess they'll fix this today.
I think they just made up for it with that scene, though.
That was really, really good. Definitely.
I think, it moved it from a 10 to a 9.5.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But like...
Still not a problem. I still like it.
No, but I just think it did a bad job overall of setting up that the thing they were trying to deal with was a big deal. I felt like it was really small until the end.
I noticed when you were watching, you also said that you didn't understand how the shares could flip in such a drastic way out of, maybe half an hour of inconvenience, which, this isn't new to OS upgrades. I'm pretty sure the last couple of Apple OS updates have said, oh, it may or may not lock you out of your phone.
There's like a 10% chance or something that your phone would brick.
And that has happened quite often.
When I first got my first iPhone ever, it was also on the same day that an OS update had come out.
Oh, God.
So when I installed it, it had to update. And the update bricked the phone.
Yeah.
I almost gave up on iPhones immediately.
Yeah, and that does happen quite a bit with Apple, but it doesn't make them switch over that significant amount.
So the share of the market was 70% Waffle to 30% L, and by the end...
No, it was 20%. L Corp and it was 20%, wasn't
No, it was 30.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I watched the episode just now.
Oh, I must have missed that. I saw it was 20.
They talked about it a few times. It was 70 to 30. And then at the end of the show, it was 95% L. We saw that episode. That was half an hour to an hour of inconvenience. And that made them all change operating systems. Which also doesn't take into account that, say, take your normal iPhone, can't change operating systems. There are phones that are locked in. You don't have those options. That means that 65% of the global market probably sold their old phones to somebody and then bought a new L phone.
Also, that also assumes that people have a spare $1,000 lying around for a new smartphone.
I think the assumption is you can just change your operating system whenever. So not true.
Well, that's what Watson said. He said, look, L Corp gave me the OS for free.
Yeah, so that explains something.
Yeah, that explains...
You'd get a big shift on that, honestly.
That sort of explains how... Because, when I said the $1,000, I was assuming new phone, but it seems in this world that the OS can go on whatever device you have, and... presumably L Corp was like, hey, yo, free OS for everyone.
But to be fair,
Does that give them money, though?
What?
Because they say, oh, we'll have more money now, but they didn't really.
Assuming their app store and stuff is running.
Oh yeah, that's
Then
fair.
giving someone free software only costs you delivery,
Yeah.
whatever that data cost is, which is probably significant, but then on your app store to make a bunch of money. I'm thinking I could envision this kind of swing happening in a world where your update updates in 2 seconds. Also, there is a swing back on this new OS for free. Also, there was global news about how the Waffle thing was broken. But most of all, what defined the Waffle OS as being amazing cutting edge was a 30% saving on battery life. That's what the update did.
Yes.
So at the end of with all of those things together,
Yeah.
I could see a very fickle marketplace where they go, yeah, I'll switch, whatever. Because it doesn't take you much time. It's free. It is doable without changing phones. And the the inconvenience was so global and so significant that even though it was for a short time, the marketing damage would push people to take the very little effort to make it not happen again. That takes a lot of logic jumping.
Yeah, that's why it's sort of like it is a bit of a negative that like, wow, they sure did switch over a lot of the population magically.
But I guess it's not for us to discuss like global economics.
Yeah, because neither of us are
and
versed
neither is it like the show's. We don't hold it to the show to get that perfect.
Yeah. I also like how that was like sort of their plan. They didn't really want them to get the ultimate evolution, but they just sort of wanted it as like a business strategy. And I think that's smart. Because they're businessmon as well as just evilmon, right?
Well, like they didn't need to win. In fact, they never intended to win.
You just missed out on my fantastic pun and I'm very upset with you.
Yeah, there's a pun. I was going to ignore it no matter what.
They're not salarymon, they're businessmon. I liked it, okay?
Yeah, so there was no winning for the well, the winning for the kids was to get rid of the virus mon. That's great, but the L Corp had won no matter what.
Yeah, but there was just a bit of a setback that their opponents were able to get to ultimate evolution.
Like it's bad for them in the future, but it's not bad for them now
Yes.
because they did it. Mission accomplished.
I think that'd be more effective just switching over to just business and just get lots of money because I feel like that no one would fight them and I feel like that'd be a better way to run an evil organization.
Like, I think that's what they're doing. I think by and large, no, well, it doesn't make sense why they've been throwing out, like, unless the viruses are accidental, but on, like, the messaging app and all this other stuff. Like, all that damage was, A, unnecessary, and B, drew them a lot of attention from these kids that they wouldn't have otherwise brought on themselves. There has to be a reason this virus is going around doing this, otherwise it's self-defeating. And otherwise, they are just sitting around making money. That's their job. The kids are the ones trying to stop them. If the kids weren't stopping them, L Corp would win. It's already done.
Yep.
Now, we don't know if there's a bigger plan in action, like, destroy the world, or, AIs will rule, or something like that. But as it stands, they're just being a big money-making company, and the kids know that the Leviathan is evil, so time to kill it.
I think that the real winners in this episode was sort of L Corp in a way.
Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that I kind of like that because we never really see an episode that ends well for a bad guy, right?
I mean, sometimes we do.
I mean, unless it's a cliffhanger, but this one was pretty like everyone was happy at the end of this. There were no losers in this except for Waffle OS, I guess. But who cares?
The Waffle guys, basically, their company's probably bankrupt tomorrow.
Why were they all fat and eating waffles?
Because take that, America. That was an American company for sure.
Oh,
right?
no, they said in their American office. Because they were saying where they were based, not based in America.
They just called everyone in America fat. That's it.
Yeah, I think that might be the joke there. Favorite character?
I
like Timon. Always like Timon. He's pretty cool. He didn't, pause time to drink 5 cups of tea, though.
That was awesome.
I like Globemon.
I do like Globemon.
But is he a character?
Yes. Yes, he is.
I like how different his personality is from Gatchmon.
Yes.
I know, Dogachmon's slightly different as well, but that's because he's got Navimon, and this is, he's much more serious. Because he's got... Navimon is pretty, together, and then he's also got Timon, who is quite mature, and then it's the bouncy little mongoose is only a little part of him now. He also
bouncy little mongoose.
That's what he is. He's a bouncy little mongoose.
He's a mongoose?
He's a Digimon goose.
Is he?
Looks like it.
No, he's not.
He's a fat mongoose.
Do you know what a mongoose looks like?
Yes.
It's like a weasel.
Yeah, he's a fat mongoose.
He's not a weasel.
He's a bouncy fat mongoose, and I love him. He's a mongoose. What do you think he is then?
I don't know. He's a creature. Not Vmon. Well, Vmon's not anything either, but, like, Dokumon's not anything.
He's a Sonic the Hedgehog.
He's not a hedgehog.
Yes, he is.
No.
He's spiky. He is spiky. He's an echidna or a hedgehog or something spiky.
No, he's not. Neither of those things are represented by their Sonic counterparts.
Sonic spiky.
No, he has, like, weird, like... He has, like, 3 blunt spikes. They're not spikes.
Welcome to Lost in Soniclationmon.
You wouldn't be Mon anymore at the end of that.
Lost in Sonic. Sonic in translation Sonic.
No, we'd be Lost in Transledgehog. Yeah, that's it.
Transledgehog, that's bad.
It's Lost in Transledgehog. Lost in Translonic.
Lost in
Lonic the Hedgehog.
No, Lost in Translation Hog.
That sucks.
You suck.
I mean, it's the best one we came up with so far, so good work. But
Yeah.
That still sucks.
Yeah, it is. Miscellaneous bits, because I think we're pretty, like, thoroughly discussed this episode.
My miscellaneous bit is that I really liked... Like, when he shot the big laser in the air and then it splits off and hits a bunch of them, that was pretty cool. But the next one, when it's like, it's the world and there's little dots around, they're all firing, like, small shots all at once, that was sick.
Oh, that was so cool.
That didn't look like it should be in this anime.
A lot looked like it shouldn't be in this anime.
What, did that look like anything to the people in real life? Because
Well,
you have to be able to see that, right?
I believe it was just, like, data waves.
Oh,
Like, because
that's
it was
really-
hitting the phone and not the people, and the people didn't seem too super upset. Oh, I really loved the targeting. The targeting was cool around the world. And like when they're targeting and this opening song starts up, oh, it's just so good.
And the virus one is like, I've been found. It knows.
Also, I know I said it before, but dabbing Musimon.
Pew pew pew.
Oh my gosh. And how the Virusmon say, bye, bye, bye. And Musimon was also saying, bye, bye, and dabbing. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, Millennial Rubbish is Astra and Musimon. Any other bits?
No, I'm good.
Well, for my ranking, I have ranked this as number 2.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
Yeah, like, still, the Halloween episode was the best because of the use of his ability was, like, strategic and tactical. And I guess this one arguably is as well, but, I mean, maybe we have to watch episode 4 again to see actually if it's as good as we think it is. Because what if it's not? What if we just think it's good, but, like, it is good, right?
Well, what are the odds that we hate things that are bad, and then the things we like are also bad?
I'm happy because the episodes seem to be getting better. We escaped.
Yes.
We escaped from the pit of worry.
8 to 14.
Yeah, that was starting to get a bit worried. But it's fine. We're optimistic now.
Apparently. Well, number 2 is real low.
Yeah, number 2 is like, yeah, that's
I
like...
don't think it should be that low, but that's okay.
So you can see this ranking on our website, which is LostinTranslationmon.com. LostinTranslation.com. No, I wouldn't be able to get that.
LostinConlation.com.
LostinTranslation.com. LostinTranslationmon.com. Not LostinTranslation.com.
Dude.
That's the movie. LostinTranslationmon.com is our website and the weekly poll for our main show, and our ranking for AppliEpisodes is here. So yeah, check that out. Yeah, finger guns. And next time we'll be watching episode 20, Goodbye Astra, Dreammon's Nightmare. So is this just going to be the Bakumon episode of Frontier that we just watched?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So you can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at lostintranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode or message us on SoundCloud. You can follow us on @translationmon on Twitter, and you can find us on Lost in Translation on Tumblr, Facebook, and YouTube. We have a discussion thread on With the Will, and a Reddit thread in the Appmon subreddit. And we'd really appreciate if you were to review us on iTunes and on Stitcher. And remember, check out our LostinTranslationmon.com.
And thank you to our Patreon supporters, Sam Krieger, who has a podcast called The Moncast, which talks about Pokemon and Digimon, Stevie, who's also Stevie on YouTube, and you can find a link to that in the description, Wu Jinglong, who you can find at twitch.tv/Wu Jinglong, Metal Mamemon, Joe, Anime Guy, who is at Anime Guy Kurosaki and the number 1 on YouTube, Chuckmon, Ishbobamba, Hiro Olato, who is at Hiro Olato on Twitter, Jason Morosky, Ryuchi, who is Frost Miragic on Archive of Our Own, Stephen Reeves, who is at WildBlink64 on Twitter, Kaidawashi, Mac, Noam, Riku, Red and Garen from Breakfast with Digimon, which is another Digimon podcast, which you can find on SoundCloud, Shisai, who you can follow at Shisai236 on Tumblr, Corey, Kyle, the Lady Bugman, whose anime blog you can find at bagubaragu.wordpress.com, Smile Wolfie, Lupin, and Tom.
You can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which we found in the description. It's paypal.me/Edgemon, and make sure to listen to us for the podcast. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!